show yourself the self-love of creating a strong sense of self-awareness. Engage in the moment. What are you doing that's taking you away from the now, from living in your body, seeing through your eyes, experiencing through your senses, the you that is existing in this moment? You know, dwelling in thought on the past, on the future. You can't go to the future and do anything, or go to the past and do something. So what are you doing? Getting caught up in all these thoughts. You know, where's that self-awareness to be like, oh, whoa, I'm tripping. I need to be investing in me right now. And see how much being honest with yourself helps you. It gives you that extra boost of self-love. You're fueling into yourself, turning off all those thought loops that, you know, you get caught in. And you're really being like, oh, well, am I aware of what's going on right now? What are my five senses helping me to experience that my brain was keeping me from, you know, being able to get the fullness out of life? And a great way to do this that I do all the time is, you know, to make myself self-aware and to stack a win, to take an actionable step and be like, all right, well, how am I going to become more self-aware? Let me stack a win. I'll take a moment to breathe in for 5 seconds, hold the breath for 5 seconds, and breathe out for 5 seconds. All right, so go ahead and do that with me now. Now, hopefully some of your thoughts calm down. See what you can experience that you were shutting out before. What sounds? What sensations can you feel? What can you see? Do you taste anything right now? What do you smell? So much of your thoughts just saturate you, overstimulate you nonstop. And you've been conditioned to, unless it's a heightened sense of stimulus, you know, validation, ego gratification, satiation of your biological drives, you've been conditioned by your thoughts to, if it's not that hit of just heightened sensory stimulus, that, you know, it's just the normal, it's just the average, it's nothing special. You know, you're conditioned to settle for less. And it's important that you take this self-awareness and go about your day, you know, stacking wins, taking moments aside for yourself to, you know, see how you're feeling, aside from the thoughts that are telling you how you're perceiving how you're going to feel in the moment based off of a thought of the past or a thought of the future. If you just look up, you got the cosmos that's infinite. If you just look around you, you're surrounded by oxygen. Why is it that when you dive into a pool of water, you're like, oh yes, I'm in water, but when you're like here in the air, you know, you're just like, oh well, oxygen, yes. You know, just some arbitrary examples, but the point is, check your blind spots to where you're not showing yourself self-love throughout the day and you're choosing to settle for less of a sensory experience of your life, where you're choosing to water down and dwindle down the richness that you could be experiencing. And you know, the more you lie to yourself about like, oh, well, no, I don't really need to show myself self-love. I'm good. I'm aware. I know myself. I mean, do you really know yourself? Are you able to, you know, sustain focus and presence for extended periods of time? I mean, no one's perfect, but the less you tell yourself that you need to work on yourself and show yourself that self-love, you know, the less likely you're able to even engage in the moment. You know, when you're experiencing something, are you going for that next bit of validation? Oh, you're on that girls' beach trip on the weekend. Are you bored on the drive there? Are you bored, you know, planning it out? Or are you enjoying the moment that you're existing in instead of dwelling on the future, reminiscing of the past, waiting to get to the next future moment when you get that like rich environment where you can get that situational, you know, stimulus Or are you going to be like, wow, I'm me, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, whether I'm at the beach with the homegirls or whether I'm chilling by myself. I'm good either way. And I'm showing myself that, I'm going to give myself that self-love so that I recondition myself to operate in a way where, I stack all my wins. I don't let life pass me by. Just, I get the richness out of it every moment, whether you're alone, or it doesn't even have to be the beach. It could be, are you on your phone? Are you getting stuck in judgment? You're like, whoa, summer bod goals. Wow, I wish that was me. I'm lacking, falling into judgment based off of your perception instead of catching that blind spot and being like, oh, wow, I'm awesome. Perfect. Just the way I am. I can get gains. That's awesome. I want to grow, but I'm not going to fall into judgment and be more self-aware. I'm going to enjoy the moment without the filter of judgment. Everybody's subjective life experience that they have is your own. And the less you make yourself self-aware of what orients what you focus on, those goggles, those filters that you see life through, the less you put time into getting yourself self-aware of what makes you view this brick wall differently from the way I view it. What makes you view the way you're feeling right now differently from the way someone else is. And it's a multitude of different factors, but are you showing yourself the self-love of becoming more self-aware? Are you auditing yourself throughout your day, moment to moment, taking in as much data of yourself as you do your environment? You're like, oh wow, this happened, that happened, projecting externally, and then being like, oh wow, well, where's the next thing I need? Or you may be like, oh, well, I did this today, I did that today, this didn't happen, this did happen. But where are you being like, well, I was able to make myself more self-aware that, I was viewing the whole day as a whole a certain way because of my thoughts, because of my past experience that I was triggered by this future projection that I was anticipating. And showing yourself that self-awareness of what runs your mind, what puts the filter in the goggles that you're wearing so that your view is narrowed. Narrow view of scarcity instead of broadening that view with abundance by getting more self-aware as to, whoa, I don't have to cope through life, putting little bits of self-awareness here and there when I choose to show myself love. I'm in thriving. There's no need to cope. There's anything I could possibly want. I just need to retrain my brain to focus on, experience more for myself, to enjoy my life, because no one else is in your body experiencing things for you. No one else is going to hop in and show yourself the self-love of growing more self-awareness. And the more you lie to yourself and put it as like on the back burner, as the saying goes, and not bring it to the forefront as a primary focus, the less you'll be able to engage in the moment, because you won't have trained yourself to be in the moment. You'll be just dwelling on these thought loops, going into unconscious autopilot, and turning yourself down, not being honest with yourself. Massive shout out to Jeff Allen from Real Social Dynamics, who got me hip to this next concept that I'm about to bring up. I had a great time when this happened in the past. That was the glory days. In the future, I'm going to achieve this. That's going to be the glory days. But if you're starting now to be like, oh, well, I won't wait for the glory day of the future. Why is the glory day of the past any less glorious than now? Then you start to shift fundamentally how you perceive not only your years, your days, the weeks, but the moment. You're like, whoa, well, if I had a really awesome moment back then, that me is technically the me that's here now. Granted, things have changed, but why can't I pull upon, and there may have been external, situational or environmental stimulus that made that moment so great, but at the same time, what's keeping you from being able to Oh, wow, well, let me be more self-aware. Why is it that I only have highlights to my life? Why isn't my whole life a huge highlight? Why aren't I showing myself that much self-awareness of, whoa, I'm aware in this moment, in the next moment, so that I built that habit, that track record of stacking wins, of becoming more self-aware and auditing these blind spots that have in the past hindered the amount of fullness that I've been getting out of my life's experience. And it's crucial that you do this because no one else is going to do it for you. And why wait? You're going to die eventually. There's no saying when it happens, it will be tragic. What will get you to make that shift, to realize that you are able to change the way you perceive your environment right now. You could be the most lit person in the cosmos. You don't need to wait for something to happen. You don't know when the end is going to come. So why not start investing in yourself by showing yourself that self-love of raising your self-awareness so that you can, stop living in thoughts, lying to yourself, being dishonest about the experience that you're having by filtering it through judgment and skewed perception. Instead, you can get a deeper richness by being honest with yourself, auditing where your blind spots are, giving yourself the self-love, that self-awareness, so that you can get more present and engage in the moment. You can't set huge goals when you don't have the work ethic to see them through. Raise your self-awareness and really see, what you want to do, and reverse engineer that process to see the best path for you to get there. You may have these huge goals. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to change this, I want to change that. But you don't have the work ethic to get to that high a tier and high caliber. And not to put limiting beliefs out there. You could have a paradigm shift and change your perspective on how you operate. But say that you don't have, the work ethic to do that. The you that's here now is very far from that you, but you resonate with it so much that you build up this, identity. Your ego gets invested and invested and invested, being like, yes, this is you, this is you, this is your purpose, your path, your passion, you're driven, you want this, you're gonna get it. And then you don't have the work ethic, but you continue in that identity of like, oh wow, well, I'll get there one day. I'm me. I'm gonna be this person. I resonate with that title, those accolades, whatever it may be, but you're not working in the way that you need to get there. And it really takes deep dives and audits for you to curate yourself in the moment to find out, what you really want. Is it that you really want that goal? Or is it that your thoughts and your ego have looped so long and built up such an investment in that identity that you're just stuck there, stuck in a loop, not really taking action because you don't have the work ethic to achieve it at the caliber that you're striving for, and you're trying to make this huge big goal something that you could equally find something that you can attain and reverse engineer the process. Not saying to dismiss it, but on your way to that, building up your self-awareness of, well, do I really want that, or is it just my ego and my thoughts resonating specifically with that? But in reality, as I make myself more self-aware, it's that I want this. Wow, this whole time, my thoughts were trapping me. I was resonating with this identity so strongly that it was keeping me stifled. I would have, if I were to die tomorrow, tragically, have settled for a life of less. Make yourself more self-aware of where you have these huge, big goals that are lording above your head. And you're like, wow, I've resonated with this for so long, and I've wanted the approval and validation and stimulus that comes from it. And to accept that this whole time I was just dwelling in thought would hurt me. But, I'm going to choose to not die with regrets and settle for less, and I'm going to look at myself and I'm going to audit and I'm going to take this. I'm going to see, what I really want. The focus can take many avenues. Say it's, oh, I want, the financial freedom to be able to do whatever I want, whether it be travel, whether it be treating yourself to a spa day with the girls. It doesn't have to be a specific, prestigious, accolade for, externally. It could be just, your lifestyle. But if you're blowing it out of proportion to be like, oh, well, I need billions of dollars, and you're like, well, I don't have the work ethic of a billionaire right now, reverse engineer that process. Figure out, what do you really need, and what have you projected this belief of in yourself that you've resonated with so much to be like, oh, well, now I can't really achieve what I want because I'm not self-aware of what, I really want, what, I can really achieve. So reverse engineer, I want enough money to not have to go to work every day, and I can choose what I do with my time. Boom, you got your goal. What do you have to do that? Reverse engineer the process. Figure out what you can change immediately, what you can change over the course of a week, what you can change over the course of a month, over a year. But making immediate change, make yourself self-aware of what action you can take now is amazing. You're actually doing things. You're actually taking action. You're investing in yourself, making yourself more self-aware of, these huge goals that you've made that aren't really attainable right now, and not replacing them, but finding out what the real root of what you want is. Say it's not even an external thing. Say it's internal. You're like, I want to be happy every moment of every day. Well, do you have the work ethic of someone who wants to be happy every day? Or are you not taking the time to show yourself self-love and making yourself more self-aware? Are you auditing yourself throughout the day, moment to moment? Starting to get more present, getting out of the thinking mind, getting into a flow state where you can take action without resistance. Seeing the world in abundance, not being in scarcity where you're like, well, I need this, I need that, or being like, oh, well, I'm thinking about this, dwelling in the past, dwelling in the future. There's so many different avenues, and if you're not willing to take that self-love to yourself, take a smaller goal. I want to be happy for today. Then you're like, okay, well, when something trips you up, what are you going to do? Reverse engineer the process. Oh, well, I want to be happy for today. What do I need to do? Set reminders on my phone. I need to have accountability partners. I need to take a moment to get present to the moment more consistently. I need to, do some meditation. And reverse engineering the process of a day instead of being like, I want my whole life to be a certain way. It's a great way to start to build the momentum to actually, get that movement going, get that self-awareness leveling up, and stacking those wins to a place where you're in thriving and not coping anymore. And again, you can apply this to anything, but all in all, the main focus is, why are these goals so big if you don't have the work ethic to achieve them? Where have you developed a blind spot, some egocentric thought loops that built up this identity you're so invested in, and it would hurt too much to accept that you've been living your life falsely, wrong for so long, thinking you're this type of person when you're really not that type of person. Building that self-awareness to where you're willing to be like, okay, well, I don't want to die with regrets, settling for less. I'm willing to audit myself, make myself more self-aware, and find out what I really want. And then, when I do that, I'm going to reverse engineer the process to see what it takes me to get there, what I can do to take action to start getting the fullness out of my life's experience, to, not lie to myself anymore, so that I can, really be me and get the fullness out of my life's experience by enjoying the moment. As you start to audit yourself and bring up all this self-awareness, there may be resistance, there may be judgment, there may be doubt that you start to slip into because you're going against these, prior beliefs, prior identities that you resonated with so much. But you shouldn't trip out on those things, because, you're not coming out of like, well, yeah, no, you really should stop trying to fake it till you make it. Being like, oh, well, I'm this person. I like the idea of me being this person. I'm a fake like I'm this person. When in reality, your self-awareness hasn't been cultivated to a point where you really know what you want. You're really in the present moment, enjoying your life, not projecting into the future or the past, skewing the filter of how you're perceiving the now. It's okay, to show where you are. You want your own unique flavor. And that comes from your own unique life's experience. A lot of people fall into the I'm a fake it till I make it. I'm not going to be self-aware. I'm going to try to replicate when I see other people living life instead of living my own life. And then, getting less out of life because I'm faking it till I make it. No. Your own unique flavor. You are you. You are so unique. The fact that you're alive right now is phenomenal. So why water down that richness that you can get out of your life's experience? What's going on there? Why are your thoughts? You stuck in your head? Get out of your head. Get out of your head. What are you faking until you make it? You're unique. Get that flavor that comes from you. Enjoy it. Satiated by every little piece of your life's existence. You don't need to fake it till you make it. It's okay to show, where you really are. You are you. No one else is going to be you. So make yourself more self-aware of, it's okay to be exactly me, exactly where I'm at. Of course, I want better for myself. Of course, I'm going to continue to invest myself and grow, but I'm going to become more self-aware where my blind spots are, where I'm faking it till I make it, per se, and not really being present, really enjoying my life for all that it has to offer. And it's the journey that makes the warrior. What are you going to be like? Oh, well, I skipped to the front of the line. Life hack. Boop. There. No. It's going to take you working on yourself, raising that self-awareness, getting more into the moment, out of your head. Really enjoying everything. When was like right there, I just enjoyed the moment of just this video. Perfect example. Don't fake it till you make it. Am I flexing anything right now? No. Do I have any perceived image of what I'm trying to be? No. I just got my own unique flavor currently, and I may be trying to make it something, or trying to, come across a particular way to give value, but it's my own unique flavor of the me that currently exists now. This me will change, but I'm not trying to fake and put on any front. I'm just brick wall, outside, present to the moment, nature, camera, talking, getting out of my head, getting focused. And I laugh because every time I realign myself in the present moment and I really dismiss the thoughts, take away the filter of life's experience, I catch myself. And I'm like, wow, I'm a roast my pineapple head ass because I was being a loser, stuck dwelling in thought, not enjoying everything that life has to offer me right now. All that flavor, all that enjoyment of life's experience. Where are you not taking the time to get out of your head and enjoy life? Why are you stuck up here? Why aren't you out here enjoying everything that there is in here, feeling good in your body, enjoying being you, getting the flavor out of life's experience? Yeah, and like I said, it's the journey. Me making this video, I could be in front of some really cool aesthetic, or I could be like, whoa, there's oxygen around me, is an amazing aesthetic. Let me look at my hand real quick. Whoa, being me is awesome. Whoa, let me get present to the moment. Let's do that in 5, hold 5, out 5 for the breath, and get present to the moment again. See where we were lacking on taking in some of the fullness of life's experience. Oh my gosh, life is so amazing. So amazing. Show yourself that self-awareness of giving yourself that extra flavor that you have. No need to flex, no need to try to be anybody else. You are enough. Let's take it there. You are enough. At your core confidence should be built up on the belief that you are enough. That's all you need. Technically, you could say more, but more will come if your foundation is you are enough. You're not trying to fake it till you make it. You're not trying to, copy someone else and replicate. You're being you. You're showing where you're at. You're like, whoa, I'm me. I'm cool being me. I'm just chilling. I'm present. I'm feeling good. And then, that journey becomes so much richer. Are you going to choose to turn your brain on and just be stuck in thought on autopilot? Stuck on autopilot. Autopilot. I'm thinking too much. I'm stuck in my head. System shut down. Or are you going to be in the moment? Are you going to be more aware of ways that you can just be you and enjoy the journey instead of thinking you need to wait for something to enjoy the journey? Because you're here in the moment now. In the moment exist. Right? Did I do it right? Yeah, whatever. You're here in the moment. There's all this other stuff that's going on in the past and future, passing you by in time, space, but you're here in this one moment. And you can choose to exist over here, exist over there. As long as you're not dwelling in thought, and you're bringing yourself into the present moment and enjoying life, that's the goal you want to have. But at the same time, you don't want to have this narrowed vision of like, oh, well, there's me versus the world. Whoa, I'm going through space-time, just, existing on this floating rock, this little speck in the cosmos. Oh, woe is me. No, you want to be, whoa, wow, this is amazing. I'm alive. I'm a human. Every moment is full of wins, and I'm going to give myself the self-awareness to have all these wins, to stack all these wins, to really get the fullness out of life's experience. So have fun. Raise that self-awareness. Get into the moment. Find out what you really want. Get those steps down to get there. Don't get caught up in the ego. Don't get caught up in the thoughts. Be you now. Enjoy your journey. No need to pretend to be, compare yourself, fall into judgment, trying to fake it till you make it. You are you. You have that flavor, that charisma, that unique life experience that you're getting. And you should savor it. The journey makes the warrior. You want an epic tale of, oh, well, most of my life I was on autopilot. Occasionally I would wake up and I would enjoy life and I'd be present and then go back to sleep. Autopilot would come off again and I'd really enjoy being myself. There was sometimes that I was self-aware, but majority of my life I was just projecting into the future. I was projecting into the past, and then I woke up and realized that I was projecting into. I was stuck in thought again, but then I was awake and I enjoyed the moment. There was a time that I could be myself, but then I fell into judgment. I really hope that you'll catch yourself not being yourself. Show yourself that self-love of raising your self-awareness. I don't want to see you have any regrets. I don't want to see you not enjoying the fullness of your life. But it starts with you realizing you are enough, taking action. And you can do it. Have all the faith in you. So, raise that self-awareness.